Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to math. So last week we have been working with using adding and subtraction and using those strategies while reading word problems. So we're still going to be continuing that today, but we are also going to be adding strip diagrams. Now, boys and girls, we have gone over strip diagrams for adding and subtractions before, but we need to have a little refresher to kind of help us. So in third grade and beyond, we talk about strip diagrams, but probably what you remember from the younger grades, from first and second grade, is that this is also called part whole, okay? So both of these mean the exact same thing. So let's go over what a strip diagram would look like for addition. So boys and girls, you're going to be seeing a rectangle that is pretty much cut in half like so. Now, sometimes you're going to see problems where the hole is either going to be on the top or the bottom. So no matter what is really important to understand is that our hole means that it's not cut up at all, and then we have parts. So for this particular problem, we would say that two parts make one whole. Or we could have it written in a different way, where there are, doing this right, where there are three parts. So three parts make a whole. So when you add each part together, it creates one whole. Or if it was two parts, you add that to get one whole. So that you see this representation, we're going to add in a math problem so that you can see this a little bit better. So for the problems that you're going to be working with today, they're going to be three problems, okay? So let's say we have, we do not know the total. We do not know the whole, okay? We do not know, but we know the different parts. So let's say this is 13, 2, and 7. Okay, so we have to add each part in order to find out how much the whole really is. So for this problem, we would add 13 and 2. And another way of writing this, we would write it like this. They are telling us the exact same thing, except one is in a strip diagram pictograph, and then this is an actual number sentence. So 13 plus 2, 13, 14, 15, plus 7, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So then our whole piece is 22. So this is what it would be like for an addition problem. Now, I'm going to show you what it's going to look like for a subtraction problem. Okay, so make our rectangle again, cut it in half. Now remember, boys and girls, sometimes you're going to see the hole is either going to be on the top or the bottom, okay? So I'm going to switch it up a little bit. So for a subtraction problem, I'm going to put a little subtraction sign right here to kind of help you, okay? So with subtraction, we already know the total. So we're going to have, we'll just make it really easy. So let's do 79. Okay, so that's our total. Okay. And then we're going to know that 11's right here. 34 right here, and we do not know this part. Okay? So, in order for us to solve this problem, we know what our total is going to be, but we're missing one part. Now, in order to find that out, this is where a two-step problem is going to take place. And this is the type of problems that we're going to be practicing with and learning about for today. And for the assignment, you're going to be doing on your own. So, with this two-step problem, we first need to find out how much we have with 34 and 11. So we need to add these two first. So that's what we need to do first. Do it right here. It's 34 plus 11. 5, 3, 4. So that's 45. Now, That is our missing piece. So in order to find out this missing piece, we have to subtract the total from the number that we found with these two added together. So that is where 45. We're going to do 79, 45, subtract. 9 take away 5 is 4. 7 take away 3 is 34. So if we want to make sure this is the correct answer, we need to add all these together. So to see if it actually gives us 79 as our total. So we have 34 plus 34, 86, 68 plus 11, 89, 67. Yep, that is our answer. So really important for you to understand, boys and girls, when it comes to subtraction, we know the total already, and we need to find the part. With addition, we do not know the whole, but we have all the parts, okay? So there is a little poster that is on Schoology for you to look back on to kind of help you further understand everything that we've just gone over, okay? So I'm just going to switch this really quick. This was just a quick little review of what we learned. And boys and girls, if you need to, make sure you restart this video and rewatch that part again. I cannot tell you how important it is for you to watch these videos before you do any assignments on your own, okay? All right, so this paper now that you see is going to be a little bit more familiar of what you're going to be working on today. All right, so now to continue on, I'm going to start with our learning target for today. Here we go. I can represent 1- and 2-step addition and subtraction using pictorial models, specifically strip diagrams. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3 different types of task cards that have diagrams that describe a word problem. They are illustrated in a certain way that is going to help you find out whether or not you're going to be adding or subtracting, okay? So I know it might be a little hard to see, so I'm going to zoom in on this problem right here. There we go. Make my adjustment here. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to be using the cubes method because with word problems, we always need to use that cubes method to help us slow down and find out what numbers we need, what numbers we don't need, and what and how we're going to solve this problem. Okay, so here we go. Caitlin Koala consumed 225 calories for breakfast, 417 calories for lunch, and 728 calories for supper. How many more calories did Caitlin Koala consume at supper than at breakfast and lunch combined? Okay, so I did the C, which was circle the numbers, and I did the U, which is underline the question. Now I'm going to go back and look for clue words to help me, okay? So how many more? There we go. So box that. How many more? Now, how many more? That's a clue phrase that tells us that we're going to be subtracting pretty soon. So we know we're going to be subtracting at some point. And then it says, how many more calories did Caitlin Koala consume at supper than at breakfast and lunch combined? So another clue word is combined. Combined usually means adding, trying to find together. So boys and girls, we have a 2-step problem. We're going to be subtracting and adding. But we need to find out which one we're going to be doing first. So that's where the strip diagram comes in. So it looks like we have 728 calories for supper. Okay, so our total. Then we have 417. 417 was for lunch. 225 was for breakfast. Okay, So according to this strip diagram, and we're missing a part. Okay, so we need to find out, because the question specifically asks, how many more calories did Caitlin Koala consume at supper than at breakfast and lunch combined? So we're going to do the addition part first. So these two numbers represent the addition problem. And so I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that you can see, because we're going to be showing our work over here. All right, so we need to add these two numbers first. So first step, 417 plus 225. All right, that's 12, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Remember, boys and girls, when we're adding, we carry over numbers, okay? I noticed a lot of you forgot that based on last week's work, okay? So when you are adding, you leave the ones place down here and you carry the tens place to the next place value over, okay? So we are left with 642 calories. Okay, now we're going to do our second step because we still need to find this problem right here. So we're going to take 728, take away 642. All right, so we have 728, 642. Subtracting this time, boys and girls, okay? We can have 8 take away 2, which is 6. Oh, we can't take 4 from 2, so we have to go and borrow. So I'm going to change the 7 to a 6 and give 1 to the 2 to make it a 12. So we have 12 take away 4, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And 6 take away 6 is 0. Okay, so boys and girls, our missing number is 86. Now, let's double check our work to see if that is the actual true answer. And by doing that is by adding 86, 225, and 417 to see if it all adds up to 728. So I'm going to scooch over here. We're going to add all those numbers together. So we're going to do the bigger numbers first. So we know that 417 and 225 went to 642. So we don't need to do too much extra work since half of it was already done for us. So 642. Now we need to add 86. 6, 7, 8, 12. Leave the 2, carry the 1. That is our correct answer. So 86 is our missing number. Great job. All right, boys and girls. I know that was a lot, but these are the types of problems that you will see on the test and you will see on the STAR test. Like I said last week, I'm going to be mentioning the STAR test a lot more now because we are slowly getting closer to when we're going to be doing this, okay? Especially we're going to be doing a practice exam in the next month and a half or so. Because the STAR test isn't until May, but we always do a practice exam around the beginning of March. End of February, beginning of March. So we have a lot to make sure that we are paying attention and focusing on. All right, let's go ahead and let's do this next one. There we go. All right. Write an equation and solve for the missing value. Okay, so boys and girls, just like I mentioned earlier in the video, we have a part, and then we have a whole. So if we have all parts and we're missing our whole, are we going to be adding or are we going to be subtracting? Adding. Yes. So that being said, let's scooch on over and let's start with 127 plus 96. Notice how I'm making sure the ones are lined up, the tens are lined up, and the hundreds place values are lined up so that the work is easy to read. It'll be easy to know what our answer will be in the end. All right, 7 plus 6, 13, carry the 1, 12, leave the 2, carry the 1, 1, 2. All right, and then we have 68. Add that. So that's 11. Leave 1, carry the other one. 6, 7, 8, 9. then 2. So 291 is our answer. Okay. Always show your work, boys and girls. This is exactly what you're going to need to do in Schoology for today's assignment. All right. Now let's go to this one. We're going to be using cubes again for this one since there's a word problem we're working with. Yes, the visual is already given for us, but we still need to practice this skill because it will help you understand the story better. Because, boys and girls, it's important that you know how to read word problems and to pull up important information, because this is what the real world is. Okay? You have to solve these types of problems in real life, outside of school. Yes, so it's really important that you fully understand this. Okay, here we go. Cody Koala went on tour with the Australian Zoo. He traveled 308 miles in June, 277 miles in July, and 142 miles in August. How many miles did Cody travel during all 3 months? Well, the clue word that helps me is all 3 months. So we want to know how much in total. So we know how much was in June, July, and August. So with our strip diagram, we have a part, and a whole. A part. And the whole we are missing. So are we going to be adding or subtracting, boys and girls? We're going to be adding all these numbers again. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom out. We're going to show our work. And making sure we're lining up our numbers carefully. Plus 277, 15, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we got this one. Add that 2, 5, 6, 7. Leave the 2, carry the 1, 5, 6, 7. So 727 miles is our total number. All right, boys and girls. So notice how I use the cubes method to help me pull apart and fully understand whether I'm going to be adding or subtracting these numbers. Okay, and showing my work at all times. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to make sure you show your work, because if you make a mistake and you do it all in your head, how am I, as the teacher, going to help you figure out where you made your mistake? So that is why we always ask you to show your work, okay? All right, boys and girls, so now it is your turn to go back into Schoology and finish the rest of this assignment on your own. It has been a pleasure teaching you this morning, and I will see you next time.